You're listening to Melissa Gorga on Display with me, Melissa Gorga, on Podcast One.
Spend less time in the laundry room and more time doing the things you love. Introducing the Samsung Smart Top Load Laundry Pair, now available at Lowe's. The washer's large capacity means you can fit more in every load. Plus, its super speed setting washes a full load in only 28 minutes. Shop the smart washer that will streamline laundry day, backed by Lowe's Price Promise. Based on using super speed on a normal cycle with an 8-pound load. Terms apply. See Lowe's.com/price promise for details. U.S. only.
Be happy that you woke up this morning and you're here and you're listening to this podcast. And you know what? That means you're alive. So be happy. Love you.
There's your quote from the day. For the day from Joe Gorga, everybody. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of On Display with Melissa Gorga. Thank you guys for always listening. I get excited to talk to you guys each week. I'm over here in Jersey. Spring has officially sprung over here, which if you are from the East Coast,
I'm looking at sprung too.
Excuse me. I didn't introduce you yet. We're not having
talk
zip
too
it.
much.
Oh my God.
What?
I'm telling everyone about spring in New Jersey and how beautiful it is and the cherry blossoms and how we wait patiently. Can you not speak for a second?
It was funny when she was talking about spring. She's looking outside and she's trying to tell you what was happening. You're just funny. It's funny. I wish I could video and put that out there because it's hilarious.
Excuse me.
You make me laugh.
First of all,
in so
the
many
word's
ways.
not hilarious. It's hilarious.
Whatever it is.
And I didn't introduce you yet. Okay, so now I'm just going to say, everybody, I'm so excited to have Joe Gorga with us, even though he's being rude. Say hi. To all my peeps.
What's up, peeps? On Display family.
On display. Wait, but tell the truth. So when you're from New Jersey and it's spring, right, you get very excited because it just looks like someone lit New Jersey with a match. I would say it does, right? We look like someone burnt the town down for the months of from December until now. It takes till May.
Jersey's like a woman. It teases you, right? Because when spring is so beautiful and it blooms and it's like your wife saying, yeah, come upstairs. But she really doesn't mean it that way. And then all of a sudden, it's over. It's over because 3 months later, summer's over and we're back to the fall.
No,
and winter. And
oh, my God.
Craziness.
What an analogy.
Yeah,
Jeez.
you like it?
No analogies. You got to say it's an analogy. But anyway, Joe, you very rudely interrupted my New Jersey talk. We have people listening from everywhere, okay? And they don't know what New Jersey looks like right now. So I'm trying to give them a little.
They know. They
don't
Google
know.
They
It
don't
looks
want
like
to
they
know
lit a match around here. And we're finally getting beautiful, blooming. New York City looks beautiful. Guys, I just wanted to give you a little rundown on this. You're like, you didn't let me finish my.
Okay, go ahead.
No, now I don't want to talk about springtime in New Jersey.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Wah, wah, wah.
I apologize.
I don't want to talk about the cherry blossoms and how gorgeous they are anymore. I don't want to tell the people in Alabama who have beautiful sun all day long.
Alabama's sprung too right now. Everything is spring.
Alabama. I don't know. Maybe they always have nice weather, or like California.
No. California's got nice weather all the time.
Oh God.
Okay,
so,
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. Okay, do your thing, baby. I'm sorry. Go ahead, baby.
No, I don't.
I love the way you do this.
I don't want to talk about the trees anymore. I'm done. Instead, I really don't, because you're so mean.
She loves spring so much. I
really do.
I think I ruined this moment for you, and I apologize.
I want to take a walk.
See my man? I know. Why can't we ever walk together, right? We just never walk.
We should walk. Time. You're not a very healthy person, I would say.
Me?
Yeah, you're just not unless you're at the gym, you go to the gym and you'll lift, but I don't see you as a guy who's a healthy, you're going to take a jog or
Listen
a walk.
to you, Miss busy woman. I've asked you many times, you want to take a walk? I was trying to be sweet and you're like, walk? You looked at me like I'm crazy. Let's take a walk. Yeah, a little time. I
take a walk when we're at our shore house.
We'll do a walk, but we just never have time to take a walk. That's what's crazy.
Really
our life is crazy.
all day long. I've been going
sad,
all day
right?
today. All day, like a savage. All right, so let's talk a little bit. You are here as my guest. You need to stop interrupting me. I am interviewing you. I have.
I'm your husband. I don't need to be your guest.
I have a lot of questions for you. I have a lot of questions for you. You need to act properly when you're on my podcast.
Always yelling at me.
So, obviously, we need to talk to everybody about the Real Housewives of New Jersey reunion that just aired, because I'm sure a lot of people want to know how we feel about it. It was a big, Andy Cohen loses his shit at this reunion. He almost looks like, I don't know. I know this picture has surfaced the internet everywhere of Andy kind of like losing it and squeezing his eyes and squeezing his hands. And like, to me, all right, go ahead. What do you think Andy looks like in that picture? If you didn't know, give me a comparable. So if you didn't know he was at the reunion screaming at like Margaret and Teresa, what would you think? Give me a good. Give me a caption.
I don't
for
know,
Andy's
because
pick.
It was when I was there and I was watching that happen. I was laughing so hard because he was really losing it.
He was losing it.
He lost it. Like, come on, I can't take it anymore. Because if you guys, you only see what you see, but it's like. It is deadly.
I've been on that couch for 12 years. I have never seen him, and I've seen him frustrated, but I've never seen him get so frustrated. Like he literally wanted to pull the hair out of his head. Like he didn't know what to do. And at one point, and I will say this, when Margaret and Teresa start to go at it, which you guys will see more on the next episode, this episode was very heavy between Teresa and I and you and Teresa Joe, and just our family. I think this was a big Melissa, Teresa, Joe, episode.
Kind of sucks.
The reunion part 1. Mm-hmm. But when you guys do see Margaret and Teresa go at it, I swear my ears were bothering me. Like they were. Margaret has like this very high pitched yell, right or wrong, Joe.
Oh, yeah.
Like when she gets mad, she starts like it's loud and it's dramatic. It's very loud, and I love Margaret, but like it is something else. And
rips
I think,
right through your soul.
Yes, and Teresa just goes violent, like she'll curse and go, and she won't stop. She's relentless. I would use the word relentless, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like between the two of them, I think Andy was stuck in the middle. How does he feel to be stuck in the middle?
It felt like if think about you were a kindergarten teacher and you got 30 kids just going nuts and you can't handle them. That's how he acted.
It was
the
crazy.
poor guy was he was insane.
It was insane.
That whole reunion was crazy. Oh my God.
One very shocking part for me at the reunion also was when Dolores just snapped on Jennifer.
Can you say that now?
Yeah, and she just like goes off on her. They showed that in the previews as well.
Oh yeah,
that is like okay. So the one thing I will say, I know that the girls, and I won't say me because I don't, but I know that some of the girls will throw around that "see you next Tuesday" word like it's like the word "the" when they're pissed, right? Like they will. That word to me, I'm appalled. Like I don't ever want to hear it. I don't ever want to hear it out of their mouths. I don't even want to. I just it's cringe to me.
It is such a
it's a bad word.
It's
is worse. Like, I'd rather you say like fuck than say that.
Why do women like hate that word so much?
I hate that word.
Like,
I think
why?
it's cringe. It's just horrible. It's talking about. I don't know. For me, I don't like it. Some women love it, as you can see on our show. When they're angry, that's their word of choice. For me, it's cringe. So I never laugh. I'm always appalled when someone says it. But for some reason, when Dolores goes and says it to Jennifer, it was so out of pocket. It was so out of left field that I started laughing. I know I did, and I giggled. It was just the way, it was like the mannerism she said it in, and the way she just snapped her head. And I don't know what made me laugh, but I would never normally laugh at that.
Let me tell you, there was like 80 people in the room, like the camera people and the producers. and the whole room almost went to like a blank. It was so vicious of a word with the way she did it, and it came out of nowhere.
Teresa says that word every day, all day when she's mad at Margaret, the whole thing. But it was something the way Dolores said it. Right. I just think it was like funny.
Yeah,
it was funny, and I don't think that word is funny.
But it was. It was said in an epic way.
It was funny.
It really was.
All right. Well,
Patterson,
there's
Dolores.
that. But let me ask you a couple questions. You had your first, Joe Gorga, you had your first walk-off at a reunion. I mean, let me ask you, like, what were you feeling in that moment? Like, what made you, like, finally snap and say, like, I'm out of here? Did you really feel like you never wanted to come back and you were done with the show at that moment? Like, what were you feeling?
Yes. I felt like I was just done. Like, it's just been 12 years of this, and, we're on a show, and I've been dealing, it's actually a woman's show, and you get caught up in the drama, but I unfortunately have a sister on the show, and I had a brother-in-law, and I have nieces, and I have family, and I had parents, and it was just, and I'm just
so it's
tired.
very different for you than it is for the other housewife franchises and the men, just because it's your whole family on the show.
Right, and everybody says, well, why do you get involved, and why you do this? Well, how can I not? I mean, you got your niece that comes out and says things to you, your sister, your brother-in-law. I mean, it just, we can keep going, and then and it becomes real life for me, and it hurts, and then you react in such a way that I don't even care about cameras. I don't even know the cameras are there. It's so hurtful when you come from a heart, like you give your heart and soul to this family, and then they just rip you down. You react in these ways.
No, I know.
And everybody says to me, why do you get involved? Well, hello, I'm on a show with family, or so I wouldn't be involved, and it was so hard for me.
Clear up also. I don't know that people think, like, you're actually a cast member. You actually receive a paycheck to come to the reunion as well. Yeah. And I think people don't realize that you are also hired the way everyone else is at the reunion to come to the reunion. Right. So like, what was the actual trigger? Like, if you can pin it on one thing, what was it that made you finally snap and get up?
I think the way she just put me down, and she tried to say, she knows we're on a TV show, right? We're all working, right? That day, it's a job. We're working. I'm putting my 2 cents in if I have to. And she kind of like agreed with Jennifer. Right. When Jennifer was horrible by saying it anyway, and I'm just being a husband to my wife, and I will defend you to the end, no matter what. You're my wife. And Jennifer obviously got she's upset because her husband doesn't defend her. And as you can see on the show, that she talked about that, and she was crying at dinner with him. But, that's her jealousy. And then my sister jumped on that bandwagon. It just hurt me. It just hurt me in the fact, like, wow, that's my sister. And sometimes you're just like, I just want to be loved. And you just want your sister there. I look at you and your sisters and your family, and I get jealous sometimes. I'm like, my God, is this what family's supposed to be? And here you are. It's the way she speaks to me, and I'm her little brother. I mean, we only have each other. We lost our parents, and I was just done. I was disgusted. Like, I wanted to just walk away and be done.
No, I know. I've never seen you just really, truly not want to come back. And I mean, I guess we won't ruin the next episode for everyone, but it's clear that Andy does come after you and definitely asked you to please come back and let you know how important you are to the couch and to the show. And I do think it gets lost in translation sometimes, or most fans get it. Most of the people do get it. Like, you're not a regular guy just hanging out on the show, where there's like, some of the Beverly Hills housewives too are very in it. Like that PK, I feel like he'll give his 2 cents a lot too. And even Mauricio, like, oh yeah. But our show is very it's family. So they want to see the husbands and they want to see our kids,
But what's sad to me is that, I'm getting back to my sisters, like, because you try to put yourself in my shoes, right? You want to love so much, and you want to give so much to your family, and then they belittle you. And then you got Louis that, let's talk about Louis. He comes on the show, and he gets ripped apart because of his past, right? And then he talks to Margaret, and he comes on the show, and he does all this stuff to make my sister feel better, and he kind of, he belittles himself in a way, but he's not a bitch for doing this on national TV.
What? You're saying, like, when he comes on to the reunion, which they haven't seen that yet.
Well, the reunion and throughout the year.
Right. So he comes on and kind of puts his tail between his legs, or basically tries to clean everything up.
Well, that, and then, but let's go back throughout the year, and he sits there and he does this, goes on the boat with her, and he gives this scroll out, and he says, and he puts out his feelings, and then he talks to Margaret. Yeah.
The stone at the house.
Yeah, the stone at the house, the pizza thing scene, and then the Margaret scene when Jennifer, we had that, you had that argument with Jennifer at that, and how he was fighting back with Margaret. Now here's getting involved with a woman. Was he a bitch? But is he a bitch boy? I'm just saying.
Right.
But
so
he's there supporting.
What you're saying is Louis was defending himself to Margaret because she was that night in Jennifer's backyard. Is that what you're talking to? Right. And so he went back at Margaret, and you're defending yourself against Jennifer. So you don't understand why your sister calls you the bitch boy and agrees when her man's doing the same thing.
The same shit, right? We're all on the show. We're all doing the same thing. He's getting involved. And he just put his legs between his tail. He just put his tail between his legs because he didn't want to say too much to everybody because they might have more stuff about him. But he's got a lot to say. So what is he, a bitch boy for supporting Teresa, for coming on the show? I mean, that's where
I don't think it's fair.
Me.
I think you get a lot of slack for the support you give me, which is really the support that everyone is just that the people who don't get it, which or haven't gotten it, right? They're just like yearning for, right?
But you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I don't give a shit about those people. I've been on this show for 12 years, and if they don't understand that, they got problems. If you can't see and you can't watch what's going on, then shame on you. Because for 12 years, I've been here trying to do the right thing with this family. I have. And you could hear a lot more things about me, but you don't, right? And you too. You've done everything right because you're my wife, and you always kept your head up high and clean and classy, and that's why I respect you and I love you. Because if you didn't, right, maybe our marriage would be in a problem. Because then I would look at you as with disgust. I could say you are ruining my family, but you really didn't. I've seen you go as hard as you possibly can, get shit on, get abused, but do the right thing. Not just for me, which I know it was for me. It's for your children and also for you. Because when you become such a negative person, right, and you abuse somebody, you feel like shit. You have to be miserable inside. Like I want people to feel good. I like to compliment people. I love to compliment you. I love to make you feel good because I want to feel good. And it makes you happy. But if you're not a complimentary person and you're mean and you're nasty, you got to be miserable. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, I think you sometimes get heat, and I think that you easily get targeted by the women on our show that are not being treated the same way. So they almost envy the support that you give to the people you love. And they envy that. And we clearly see that Jennifer calls you a bitch boy, right? But at the same time, in the very next scene, is yelling at her husband for not being a bitch boy.
Right.
She is yelling at her husband for walking the other way or not defending her and not speaking up. And she's literally yelling at him at the reunion saying, Bill, speak, like begging him to do pretty much everything that you do.
Correct. Isn't that something?
It is something because it goes to show you that it's, you can't take it to heart because we're humans too, right? So you don't want to be called a name. I don't want to be called a name, but we have to be strong enough in this reality TV world that we're in because it can get tricky sometimes and scary, right? To be like, wait, am I a bitch boy? Wait, am I like a little, what am I doing wrong here? Like, the truth is no, people are envying the way you are with your family and your wife and even probably the way you are with your sister because you're very forgiving. We both kind of have opened the door so many times that I think people can't believe sometimes that we are kind, and that you do stand for the people that you love. And it's obvious when Jennifer is literally begging her husband to be exactly like you are.
Right. But can I clarify something? I don't really care that Jennifer called me a bitch boy. You can see my reaction when she did it. I didn't even budge, but when my sister does it.
Right.
And she knows why I'm on this show and what we're doing. We're actually working, right? And she tries to belittle her brother. That hurt me.
Right.
And I looked at her like, wow, we just lost our dad a year and a half ago. We just lost our parents and we have nothing. We have no one. And I looked at her like, well, just sorry. Just disgrace. So I don't care about the bitch boy comment.
I think another thing that really, you told me this already, something that really disgusted you too was when she started to bitch again about the fact that we're even on the show. And I think that also made you snap, is what you were telling me.
Well, didn't make me snap. I just looked at her and when she was saying
you
it.
couldn't believe that she was still mad that you're even here. Like,
right.
I think you just want her to almost like want you for real and share things. And like, I don't know. I get what you want. It's the same thing I would want from my sister. I would look at I couldn't imagine my sister not being happy that I was there or calling me a bitch for being there. Like, I know what you're feeling. And so a lot of times I do honestly feel bad for you.
You really,
because you'll never experience what I have. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you don't know what it is. And I do feel for you. And I don't think people get that you are human and you snap because you don't really have that. And you don't have a brother either. You don't have any other siblings to play off of. You really don't have cousins that you guys talk to. It's a shame because your father did this with his sister. And it's kind of like it's like history repeating itself in a way. And it's extremely sad.
it is sad.
And I'm not going to say that we're not speaking to Teresa because we are. We'll talk to her. We text her. We're cordial. We're fine. But we're just talking about like a deep relationship that we just seems like we'll never have. Guys, let me tell you about Cuts. Cuts designs premium apparel for men that are hard to shop for. They made a name for themselves with their simple approach to design. No loud, obnoxious logos on any of their clothes. They've got tees, hoodies, polos, and more. All the essentials your guy needs to look sharp. Every Cuts shirt is designed for a modern, tailored fit. Gone with the old, unflattering, boxy shirts. Cuts makes tees that you can finally appreciate how great he looks. Guys, I got Joe a few pairs of the crew neck t-shirts, and he looks so good in the black one.
Honestly, I look good in all of them. They fit great, and I love them.
Cuts has totally revolutionized the traditional outdated t-shirt category. They make it easy to mix and match styles and colors so your man can find the perfect style. Plus, their patented fabric won't shrink, pill, fade, or any of that over time in the wash. Make your next gift the best ever with Cuts Clothing. Get 15% off your order by going to cutsclothing.com/Melissa. That's CUTS clothing.com/Melissa for 15% off the only shirt worth wearing. I'd like to thank our sponsor, Sling TV, for today's episode. If you're like me, then you love watching your favorite shows and sports, although you may not feel the same way about the price you pay for TV. Fortunately, our friends at Sling let you watch the TV you love for a price you'll love. Get your favorite live sports, news, and entertainment for just $35 a month. Forget about endless contracts and high prices. Sling offers incredible value when it comes to finding your favorite channels and shows. They have the best live TV all in one place. Live sports, Sling has ESPN, TNT, and TBS, just to name a few. Reality shows, you can watch TLC, Bravo, because you know the Real Housewives of New Jersey is going to be on, MTV, and more. National news, how's MSNBC, CNN, and Fox News sound? Thousands of movies and shows on demand. You guessed it, Sling's got that too. It's easy to set up, easy to use. You can stream on any device and record up to 50 hours with included DVR space. Check out sling.com for special offers. Sling TV, the live TV you love for a price you'll love. Try us today. But moving back to the point of you being annoyed about the show, it's almost like there was a point when this show was, Teresa was away in prison and they were getting rid of everyone on the cast except for me. Okay. I was the last housewife standing, but we were recasting the show. So the twins were then leaving, and Amber, they did a one and done, right?
Which was a horrible season.
There was not one other person on the show except for Teresa and I that were going to come back. So there's a piece of me, and then like having you and our family, right? How about like being grateful that Joe and I, right, or that we're still here, and we kept the core of that show together so that when she got out, we were able to cast all of these new people, right? Because I think it was like Siggy and then Margaret, and like, you know, it was all new. Everybody knew. And it was like, we kept the core of this show going, or else it would have just turned into the show that she had for 3 episodes, which was like the Teresa Went to Prison show, which Joe Giudice did on his own.
You're being too nice, honey.
I'm trying to be nice.
Well, you're being nice. How about thank you? Because when she's in prison, Joe wasn't working at all either. So they had no income.
Right.
If we weren't on the show, their kids would not still be living in that house and have food and have whatever they had. How about
also
thank you?
Joe needed to make money on that show, and he needed someone to film with. And here we were that jumped in. So that Teresa Went to Prison show was able to be made because he had us to bounce off of and has someone to talk to on it. And I don't think people get the ins and out of production all the time, or like what it is. And they'll they love to say like, well, you guys don't have crazy drama, but like there's like a small 5% handful of people who I would say that to us. Everyone else is grateful and appreciative to what we bring to the show as a couple and as a family and just for life purposes. But like, so the haters out there who just don't get it, just understand there's a bigger picture, and there's a bigger aspect of why we are here, whether we have like houses burning down or like major bankruptcies or divorce or drama or cheating or robbing banks, whatever it may be. You know what I mean? So there is a bigger picture here. And I think people don't see that. And we did hold the show when it was just going to be Teresa and I to last man standing. Do you know what I mean? We literally recasted our whole show at that point.
But how about if I was casted first on the show, you know what I would do? I'd bring my entire family in. Your family, my family, because let's make this show great as a family. Let's all capitalize and move forward. How about that? Not that I don't want you on the show.
Unfortunately, we don't have a Kris Jenner to be rooting for us all around here. Which we needed, because it's just
like hands down to the Kardashians. Look at them.
Well, they're smart. They're great. They're a wonderful family. Obviously my family's not all prone into being on like TV. They're super funny, and I love to throw Donna Marco in and my sisters. But like, I feel like if, that's how my family would be.
Oh yeah.
100%.
I was brought up so much different. I was brought up like give. I like to give you. I want you to succeed. I love when people succeed. It makes me happy. I don't want to hurt no one. So I get confused, and it just bothers me and it hurts me. So when she said that on the couch again, I'm like, wow, 12 years later. And I just saw that hate. She's got like this anger and this hate for us. And I'm like, wow, like I'm done. I want off. I don't want to come back. I walked off. I'm done with this show.
Well, we'll have to see, because they'll get to see the next episode, how that goes or where you go from there. So I don't want to ruin that for anyone. But it is rough. And I feel like sometimes you and I stay quiet a lot, and we don't really say our feelings, because we are more like, let's keep the peace. Because we like to like watch TV at night and watch a good show and like go to dinner. Like, we don't want to deal with drama. I'm not the housewife who's like chatty Cathy. So there's a lot of housewives on my show, and I know the other franchises too, who like stay on the phone like all day long figuring out who's doing what, like what scene's coming up next, who filmed what. Like, that's not Melissa Gorga at all. Like, I am never on the phone figuring out the next move, the next scene, who's filming. Like, I just enter it and do it when I'm there, and I go home.
And it, honey, it shows, because you know what? You're never involved in any drama. You chill out, you do your thing, and that's what I love about you. But yesterday, I put a thing out on my story, and I said, ask me questions, what you want to hear on the podcast. Mm-hmm. I was going to be on your podcast. And you just said something about that you do nothing behind closed doors. But this person says, let me read you this person. Why is it that you guys seem so scared of your sister? Melissa respects Teresa way more than she deserves. Melissa was so quick to put those workout leggings on. Yet, we never see Teresa speak about envy. So, remember that time we just had that softball charity event?
Yes. I wore the leggings, of course. Yeah, listen, one thing I am is like a supporter. Like, women, you can say a lot of things about us, right, Joe? But you can never say that we're haters. That's one thing. We're very supportive. I do want everyone to grow. I feel like there's enough room for everyone in so many different aspects. I'm all about everyone making money. I want to support like women in business. So if she wanted us to wear her leggings, I knew there was going to be a bigger issue if I didn't. It's not worth it to me.
So answer that, because this person is calling you scared. Why are you scared?
Oh, am I scared? I'm not scared. I wore the leggings because I don't want to not support Teresa. That's not who I am. That's not what I want. You know, I'm happy to wear them. It was just weird the way, I thought it was just a very weird transition of like how we were screaming in the woods to like, hey guys, so wear this. Like, I think it was a rough way to like ask everyone to wear them, of course. But of course I put them on, and I always support. She's never asked me to do anything that I said no to, ever. When it comes to envy, I don't know. I think envy stands on its own, if I'm being completely honest. I don't need help from anyone, and I don't want to say it like that, but the truth is envy, it's
not about needing
help.
I
know. I don't ask for help.
Have
I don't ask.
We have friends that go there and buy clothes, and they support you. They put it all over social media.
They
good
do.
friends,
yes,
and
that's
they like,
true.
I'm wearing envy. It's just.
I do remember
those are
one
the people,
time Teresa wore a great outfit. I remember seeing her. It was years ago. And she was wearing like really cute. She did press. It was like years ago. I had to say it was like at least 3-4 years ago. And it was all from envy. And I remember actually calling her and saying like, do you mind if we like take this picture and just say like, it's from envy. These pants are from envy and yada, yada, yada. And I took it and I did it. But I mean, she didn't say it was from envy. I did, you know? So it's just one of those things that I don't harp on, you know?
I have another question here, babe. How do you really feel regarding your sister's wedding? Your wife is not a part of it, sitting at another table at her party. I truly feel bad for you and your family. How do I feel? I'm going to tell you how I feel. Regardless if she liked my wife or she didn't like my wife, she's basically smacking me in the face, and she's giving me no respect, and she's making it hard on me. It's not about just my wife. It's basically I don't care about my brother, because if it was me getting married and she was Louis, even if I didn't like Louis, I would put Louis in the wedding, because number one, I don't want drama. I want it to be a great day. I want to be happy, and I want to be close. I want my sister there, and I want it to be peaceful. So I want to make my sister happy by putting Louis in. So by her doing it, this was terrible. It just brought us right back.
It just brought us right. And not that back. I want you to be, I don't think you should be upset with her. And I'm not upset with her. I'm not going to fight with her.
It's not about that. It's not about you being upset with her. It's not, really.
I get it.
It's just terrible. Sorry.
It just does set us back if you're going to put everyone else in. If you're going to go ahead and put in Louis' sisters and his sisters' husbands, I think it sets us all back, because it's almost like it's insulting you. Like, hey, Joe, I love you. You're my only living relative. But like, I am not going to put your wife in my wedding. So go deal with that.
No,
it's like,
no, I know. But, and it gets me aggravated, because there was just an article that Teresa just did some press, and it was out there. And she's like, well, my brother was so spoiled all his life. And that's
weren't spoiled. You worked your ass off.
Right. And this is why he acts like that. I mean, there's another dig she puts out there. I've had a job since I was 9 years old. If people say 9, yes, I haven't stopped working. I bought my own car. I've done my own thing. I bought my own house. I've done everything on my own. My parents are great, but they were hard knocks Italian people.
Well, they were immigrants from Italy. They had to work. Your dad was a shoemaker. Your mom drove school buses.
Yeah, and spoiled. Why? Because my mother cooked me dinner and cleaned my clothes and cleaned my room. You do that for your children. I mean, I don't know what spoiled means. It's not like I was a trust fund baby and they gave me everything. We had no money. My father was a shoemaker, so I had to hustle all my life. So I don't know what she means by being spoiled.
Right.
Because the way I was treated, she was treated. So
I honestly think you just want a little gratitude and thanks. And, I think that compromise goes a long way. And that's basically like how you lived too. That's like how you grew up, right? Like that's, you grew up in a house that was great. You really did. You guys were a tight little family.
We were like the Brady Bunch.
I just don't. I mean, it was just the four of you. Really, I don't know like how.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know if it was like both of you going off and getting married, like like how. It's like Italian. Sometimes like it just has like this like jealousy, weird competitive.
Oh no,
thing.
not sometimes. Italians.
Not all Italians.
Not all, but a lot. And the ones that are listening to me that are not the jealous ones are going to say, "Yep, he's right." The Italians, for some reason, are jealous people. They are. Like I look at the Jews,
Let's call them
the Jewish people. I look at the Jewish people, and I love the Jewish people because they stick together and they all support one another and they all invest into one. There could be like 15 of them investing into one project. You see it happening, and they all just keep growing bigger and bigger. Where the Italians are like, no way, I'm alone. I'm not going to let you get into this project with me, and you make money too. And it's terrible. And I mean that. I don't know what's the matter.
Are you saying us Italians are greedy people?
I don't know what I'm saying. I'm saying that it's not all of us. I'm not. I'm Italian.
Of course
but
not. I mean, listen, I'm
a
sure,
big majority of it.
The Jewish people, I'm sure the Irish people, I'm sure the Germans, they all have the greedy people going on too that don't want to share. I mean, I'm sure everyone has it.
Well, you know, I love my
But I know
Italians,
what you're saying. Like, and I think we're saying it too because we know our,
heritage.
we really know a lot of Italians. So we're like comparing ourselves to a lot of our family, our friends.
All the Italians say the same thing.
No, what is that called? What, paisans?
Paisans are gourmands. I like to have
Do you have a gourmand?
I would love to have a gourmand. Oh my God.
What?
2, 3 of them.
You would get caught. You are Joe Gorga. So
I never
how
get
are you
caught.
going to have a gourmand? Because she's going to tell me that she's your gourmand.
I'm Lindsay Chrisley. Join me for the Southern Tea. It's a weekly heart-to-heart from this Southern girl and boy mom who's just trying to navigate life. Nothing is off limits. I talk about it all. Life, career, family, motherhood, faith, and everything in between. It's an ongoing conversation, and I can promise you one thing. I'm spilling tea, the whole tea, and nothing but the tea. So listen to and follow the Southern Tea now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and wherever you listen to podcasts.
Oh my God, I would love to have a gourmand. I
Why
fantasize
do you say it like
about
that? You say that as if like that makes me really annoyed. Like it sounds so real.
Now,
the
see, if
way
I were
say
you,
that.
if I were you, I'd be like, oh yeah, he's talking about that. I would never want my husband to have a gourmand. When we're done with this podcast, you take me upstairs and you show me a
Why,
good
you
time.
shouldn't have one?
Yeah, because if my wife said, oh my God, I want a boyfriend, I'm like, oh, no, baby.
Let me
Why?
show you.
In my head, I'd be like, why do you want a boyfriend? I'll go upstairs, I'll start licking from the toes
Wait, people
all
might know.
the way to that forehead.
People might not know what a gourmand is, Joe. Why don't you explain to everybody? Let's talk Italian for a minute. Joe, explain to everybody what a
gourmand.
paisan, or first a paisan. What's a paisan?
A paisan is like it's like a family friend that you call yourself a cousin. You know, like you grew up with somebody and you say, that's my paisan. Like he really wasn't your cousin, but the Italians used to call it, that's my paisan. Get old paisano mio. You know, so everybody called paisans, like a best friend growing up. A gourmand is a gourmand è una cosa tanto bella, mannaggia la miseria. Io voglio una gourmand tanto. So what
did you just say?
I said a gourmand, like it's basically like a girlfriend on the side. I said girlfriends are amazing. They're beautiful. I would love to have one, but I can't.
Oh my!
That's what I said in the
God.
time. The gourmands, they do everything you want, you know, because they want your wife's life. So they'll, you know, they'll bite it, they'll suck it.
Oh my God, Joe! What about just like rubbing your back or giving you a massage?
All that. I was getting there. They'll rub your back. They rub your hands. Your wife. You go after you marry 17 years. You go to your wife. Babe, my shoulder. Please, can you rub it? She looks at you like she wants her. She's like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm like, please.
Rub my shoulder.
I'm dying. And you know what I'm doing? And then all of a sudden, I'm rubbing my shoulder on the wall. I'm trying. And then she's like, oh, can you rub my neck? And it turns that I'm rubbing her neck.
Yeah, my hands are too weak to rub you. You feel too big. Like I can't rub you. I can't get in there.
Yeah, and that's and if we were dating, you'd be rubbing my back, and you know, you saw if I had a nice house or a nice car, and you wanted to get married, you'd be rubbing my back, my feet.
Remember
you'd be
what
rubbing
I did
everything
for you? Tell everybody what I did. Our first, wasn't our first date, but it was like the first time I invited you over to my apartment, and I was in college.
Yeah, we were dating a week. She invites me over. I go to her house, and we're sitting on the couch, and she just starts pulling out this lotion, and she's like, let me rub your hands, you work so hard, look at these hands. And she started rubbing. She took out six different.
It was Avon, by the way. There was a 5. It comes in a pack of like a 5.
Yeah.
First you exfoliate the hand.
Let me finish. I'm telling you. She came out with like 6 different lotions. Some of it had sand in it. And here she started. She started from lotion number 1. I mean, this was amazing. I've never felt anything like this. And she worked her way around. I was like, oh my God, this woman's amazing. Ask me if that ever happened again. 17 years.
Yes, I've done it a couple times. I wish I could find that Avon package for hand
Shame
softening.
on you. How about that? Shame on you.
Oh, really? I think
Shame
I'm an
on you.
excellent
You
wife.
should be rubbing my hands, because you know what? You should rub my hands even more now, because you should appreciate
I work
that
more.
I'm married to this man for 17 years. He does everything he possibly can. Like I do for you. I appreciate you. That's what
Oh,
people
look, we
out
got
there.
yes, and I
Look, don't women and men should appreciate, and men and women should all appreciate each other if you're together that long. Because I get a lot of questions. How do you keep this spice alive? You got to keep it together, man.
Who would be your, if we had a guess, who's your celebrity gumad? If you can have a celebrity gumad, I will not get mad. Go ahead. Who would it be?
No, really?
Yeah, like if you get to have a gumad, nobody knows about her. She's a celebrity. Which one are you picking? Who is she?
I got a
You
few.
can think for a minute.
I got a few. What's that girl? That's
What, honey? I said you can have one. Pick her.
Eva.
Longoria?
Yeah, she's sexy.
Eva Longoria?
Yeah, she's so cute.
Really?
Yeah,
You're
look
on
at
to
them.
Eva
I
now?
like her, and I like the other one
Wait,
too.
since when? Did you start following her or something on Instagram?
I've been following her. I always follow her.
Wow.
She's so She's
Really?
nice. So I can't have her. She's Eva Longoria. I can't have her.
Why are you talking about her?
And I like the other
Do you
one too.
DM with her?
No.
She is a very good friend of our very good friend. You know that, right?
Yeah, but you
So
know.
watch your shit. She's good friends with Lauren Ryder.
I know who you would want, and you do it all when we watch them on TV. You get all corny.
Who would be my what would it, wait, what's it called if
She's
a
all
woman
giddy.
Hold on, what would it be called if a woman has a guma? What's that called?
A boyfriend?
That's a
a
boyfriend.
gumbad? You know what it'd be called? A butana. That's it. Yeah.
What?
Yes.
No. What's the boyfriend called?
Oh, a gumbad.
You're a butana.
But that's what it'd be called. You'll be called a putan.
Your sister's asshole. What did your dad used to teach me? He taught me one bad curse word. Like when I first met him,
Yeah.
he taught me, he goes, oh, you want to learn Italian? You got to stay a vistere mamera.
A vista de mama.
A
Your
vistere
mother's
mamera.
ass.
It means your mother's ass. A vistere mamera. And I just walked around all day. A vistere mamera.
So if you had a gumbare.
Wait a second. So what's the guy's? So
Gumbare. A gumbare.
oh, gumbare?
Yeah, Ida dena no gumbare. That's how Ida, her. She be like, is her. She got a boyfriend. It's an
Yeah.
Italian. But Ida
Yeah.
dona no giro da e no gumbare di el. So that guy over there, it's her boyfriend. But that's how they say it. And then
Okay.
you know what they call you? You know,
puttana. I know. That I got.
Che puttana gasei.
Che puttana. Che
Schivo di
schifo.
puttana. And schivo means
Oh my
like
God, we have to
disgusting.
stop for the people who don't speak Italian. They're like, what are these two saying?
Yeah.
All right, so who do you think mine would be?
What do you call that guy? Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh, I wasn't going to say him, but yes.
You like him. You like this one. Like so many. I could tell you. She likes the Dr. Dreamy.
McDreamy.
Yeah, McDreamy.
Patrick Dempsey.
She just. I could keep just
So,
going.
like,
There's
I
so
would
many.
pick one that's like, you know, I would get to
Justin
pick two.
Timberlake.
Okay, enough.
I could keep going. I could keep going.
Enough with the gumara.
Che puttana gasei.
Okay, anyway, can we go back? We have just a time for like maybe 2 more questions. Wait, I saw one question. One of the questions were, okay, one of the listeners wanted to know about that toy, the penis toy you guys were playing with at the boat party. Like, who has it now? Where did it go? Where is it?
Frank's got it.
He does?
Yes. Yeah. Well, let me tell you something. You know, I love that I can make a bunch of adult men take shots out of a penis and dildo, and they can have fun. And I love that. Like, you can go every day and be serious and go to work and take care of your children and take care of a household, right? But put your guard down and have a great time and go back to like your roots and being a child and whatever. Just have fun. And that's what's great about these men. You know, no one's too cocky. I can't stand a cocky person, like a successful person,
Well,
a guy or girl that is stuck up and cocky. That's disgusting to me. I love a successful person. No, I see. Melissa's like, chill a little bit. No. I get excited because I like a successful person that can put their guard down and have fun. That's what it's all about.
Well, you know what I've learned as I get older? That people who act cocky or like they don't want to let their hair down on that boat. So, and none of these men on that boat did that.
None of them.
But if there was someone on there that like looked at you in the corner and like laughed at you guys and was like, you guys are like look like idiots over there. And like,
you know what I would do?
It's usually the signs of an insecure person.
Correct.
To be honest. So like the guy who's like a little insecure would be too embarrassed to go and have fun that way. And I never realized that, but I'm realizing that as I get older, that guy who's insecure wouldn't do that craziness that you guys are doing on TV because he'd be too insecure to act a fool.
Right. And I am so secure. I don't care what people think of me because I know who I am. You know that, right? I've been on reality TV for 12 years, and a lot of people say a lot of nasty things. And I don't even read. I swear to you, on my parents, I don't even read it. And if I do read it, I laugh at it. I go right by it. It does not affect me. It actually makes me stronger, makes me want it more. You know, really. And I mean that. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to succeed a little bit better. See you later. You know, and somebody just wrote something bad about me. There's this one person keeps on writing out. They keep writing bad stuff about me. The same person, right? And I said to him the other day, I finally answered him. I said, listen, buddy, you're wasting your time. I said, how insecure do you look that you constantly put this negative messages towards me? I said, it doesn't bother me. I said, I would have blocked you 10 years ago. You see that I don't block you. I don't care. So you're wasting your time. And eventually one day I'll find out who you are and I'm going to put you out there on blast. No, and I'm going to show you that you're a bully and I'm going to embarrass you in that way. So shame on you. Do you know that person that has stopped saying those messages?
Is that right?
Yeah. And it's just like,
that's good, Joe. That's how you handle a bully, honey.
Yeah, but then I'm just, but that person's just miserable in its own life. So let me answer this one question. Hold on.
I have time for one more question.
Okay, so look, how about this? Are you embarrassed that you looked like Marge and Joe's BS minion this season? Why do you all hate Teresa so much?
Oh, gosh.
So, first of all, let me say something. Margaret did not do anything wrong. Louis came onto a show that he knew what he was getting involved in. Before he came onto the show, I said, Louis, do you have any drama? Do you have any problems? Do you have any back history? Because if you do, it's all coming out. So make your decision before you come on the show. No. I warned him. Came on the show. Now, I look at it this way. If there's stuff out there about me, I'm very confident and I'm secure. You're going to say something about me? Let's talk about it. I'll talk about it. I'm not going to run from it. Because when you run from it, you know, Marge was just, those things were coming out there. And Marge was just like, let's talk about your video.
Yeah,
let's talk about it.
The question is, like, should these people feel like we look like a minion? But the truth is, we don't see, first of all, I have never been a follower on this show. I don't ever get that. I feel like we never get that pointed at us. If anything, we'll get like we don't have enough drama or we're not crazy enough, but I've never gotten that I'm a follower because I'm not. When I think Margaret's wrong, I tell her she's wrong. I truly thought Margaret asked too many questions this season. I will say that. She kept going and going and going, and I did feel that she was asking a lot of questions, and I said to her at one point, you got to stop because Teresa does not care. She really does not care. So what is you're going to prove this point for what reason? Yeah,
but I was also looking out for Louis because I wanted Louis to tell Margaret, talk about the video, and it would have been away. You right. Saw me many times. I'm like, talk about it. So Marge didn't say nothing. But would you imagine if Margaret called Louis a crook? What would have happened?
Oh, Teresa would have went nuts with that.
She was just saying, talk about the video, and Teresa went nuts. She almost threw everything in Nashville. If she called him a crook, and then she sat there, and Jennifer called her little brother a crook, and she still hung out with her. That's what breaks my heart.
No, I know. I know, and that's really just that's kind of where we're at right now, and I feel like we kind of ended the reunion that way, just on that note.
So people that are watching the show, and if you can't understand what we were doing all season, like I supported Louis the whole time. I'm like, talk about the video, and you can go back and look at that. You could go back and look at the show and see. Shame on you for writing something like that. That we were Marge's like little bitch boy or whatever you said. Minion, whatever you're saying. It's like, you know what? We've supported Teresa all the time. We support Louis. We support their relationships.
I didn't say one negative thing, and I made sure that I didn't say anything negative the whole season about Louis, because the truth is, I like him. I want them to be happy. I have no problems with him. Yes, I see he has a past, but I think we all do, and I think no one has a bigger past than like Teresa also. So for me, I'm just like, I didn't give him crap all season. So I didn't get where the animosity was coming from when we got to the reunion from Teresa. I didn't get where like we didn't feel it was reciprocated at all, the loyalty that we gave her. That's basically where we're at. But guys, listen, there are 2 more episodes of this reunion. It just gets more and more intense. I will tell you that. They are so great. So stay tuned for the next one. I'm sure we'll talk about that as well on the next podcast. I am always grateful for you to come and talk to us. I feel like we did talk a lot today about the Real Housewives of New Jersey, right? But I think like we need to. It's a very hot topic right now. People want to know what's going on, and we got to keep it 100 with everybody, right, Joe?
Yeah,
and tell them where we're coming from. This is why On Display is unfiltered, and we need to talk to the people.
I say we go create our own hot topic, and we say goodbye to everybody.
Okay, either that or we go eat dinner because I'm starving. But thanks, guys. Thank you, listeners. We love you. Joe, you have anything to say to the people? You want to give some good advice? Because you're such a quote guy. Why don't you give us a little quote? Give us a happy ending.
Happy ending? Here's what I want everybody to do. Whoever's alive right now and listening and healthy out there, I want you to be high on life. I want you to go out there and kiss your husband, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your kids, your friend, give them a hug, and just be happy. Be happy that you woke up this morning and you're here and you're listening to this podcast. And you know what? That means you're alive. So be happy. Love you.
There's your quote from the day from Joe Gorga, everybody. All right, guys, we love you. We will be back together soon to talk to you guys. Have an amazing day. Love you. Bye.
Bye.